But we begin with a heavy heart. I'm sad to report the passing of a true great, and we thought it only right and proper that we pay tribute to the Honda NSX. Obviously, this is a job for our Vicky.
It's the greatest car you've never lusted after. For some unknown reason, the NSX never made an impact despite awesome credentials. It was like a Ferrari, but with added user-friendliness. It was loaded with Formula One technology, and at £60,000, it was the most expensive car to come out of Japan.
However, British buyers largely ignored it. For instance, since January this year, they've sold only 10. And as emissions and safety regulations get ever tougher, it would simply be too costly for the NSX to comply. So Honda have thrown in the towel, which means no more NSXs.
To mark the occasion, we've decided to give an absolute minter away as this week's competition prize. But first, here's the obituary.
What are you looking at?
It was 1990, a golden time in Honda's history. They'd just won their 5th straight Formula One Constructors title, with charismatic Brazilian Ayrton Senna winning the Drivers' Championship. It was time to bottle that success and put it into a car. The new sports car experimental, the NSX.
Senna was on board from the start as the ultimate test driver. He refined the handling and suspension while the engineers set about producing the first all-aluminium body shell. That made the NSX light. It might be long and wide, but it weighs about the same as a Ford Focus.
The design was bang on from the word go, so there have only been a few minor changes in the past 15 years, and now there are only 6 new ones left for sale in Britain. It's time for one last spin.
It may be light on paper, but there's nothing flimsy about the NSX. It's a meaty, no-nonsense car that, despite all its high-tech stuff, is sensationally simple to drive and fantastic fun. Because the car sits so low to the ground, you're instantly aware of every move it makes. And you get that tingling feeling knowing that you're driving a car that was built exactly how Ayrton Senna wanted it. It has an ideal layout, a mid-mounted engine for optimum balance, and oh, what an engine!
It really is a masterpiece. A 3-litre V6 with 4 cams, variable valve timing, titanium conrods and a rev limit of 8,300.
Strong, so smooth and so sweet. I love the way that it starts to bark halfway through the rev range, and you can really feel when those 280 horses really become their most potent. The whole driving experience encourages you to grab another gear, which I'm very happy to do. Admittedly, there's no getting away from the fact that this isn't as fresh as today's offerings, but therein lies its charm. It is not intimidating. It is an everyday, take it to the supermarket supercar, but it's still capable of 170 miles an hour.
And they were built properly too. The killer proof is that in 1996, the NSX topped a reliability survey alongside a Lexus. Japan's first supercar made the temperamental European opposition look silly.
There has been a star-studded list of owners. Ayrton Senna had a couple. Gordon Murray, the designer of the McLaren F1, had one, and Jenson Button's run one as a company car. Tom Cruise, Jack Nicholson, Bill Gates have all had one, and the first one to go to California went straight to Mr. Star Wars, George Lucas. Although my favourite character has to be Winston Wolfe, the super cool Harvey Keitel character from Pulp Fiction. He has to go and sort out John Travolta, Samuel L. Jackson and Quentin Tarantino. He finds out where they are and then he says, "That's 30 minutes away, I'll be there in 10.
We'll be back in a lot less than 10 minutes when we'll be giving you a chance to join this illustrious company by winning an NSX of your own. Don't go changing.